So thank you everyone to join us for this REH Réseau Environnement Humanitaire workshop that we are going to present you our Sustainable Procurement Criteria database from the working group Sustainable Procurement. So as agenda, we are going to have 20 minutes presentation for the project, the tools, the scope, but as well the definition of sustainable procurement. Then we will be split in 4 groups for an interactive part on study case to go through a brainstorm, but as well the tool as practice. And then we will do a little wrap up on the conclusion for your feedback, global feedback. Thanks.
Thank you.
I hand over to Eric, please.
Yeah. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, depends where you are from. So now a small little game. We are going to use the Slido. And so the question will be, what does include sustainable procurement? So if you can click on the link that is, I think, either on the slide or in the chat, and after write the following number 1658840, and then you will have access to the question. So what is included in terms of sustainable procurement? So we had 3 possibilities: A, sustainable sources with the least environmental impact; B, the most positive social impact with the best value for money; and C, our suppliers following the do not harm principle. And then I just wait a few seconds more to see the result, because we have 30 people that have answered. So what we see for the time being, it's the answer A, sustainable sources with the least environmental impact, with 94%. So let's wait still a few seconds. Okay, so thank you so much for your participation. And then the answer is the 3. So it's A plus B plus C. Because sustainable procurement, as you know, it's really the continuity of our humanitarian mission. And then we make sure that the products and the services are procured with sustainable sources, with the least environmental and most positive social impact, with the best value for money, following at the end the do not harm principle. Thank you. Céline, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. So yeah, we have some resources internally to the REH about what should be relative to the sustainable procurement, or even if as poster, or even if the sustainable procurement policy, how to set up it. But to go through the definition, I'm gonna to hand over to our partner of the WREC, Pascal. Hand over to you, thanks.
Hello, everyone. So it's really good to see the number of participants. I'm excited. It's really show some positivity. I will introduce myself first, and then introduce maybe quickly the team, so I don't take other colleagues' time. So we are in REC. We are under the Global Logistic Cluster. We work for the partly with all these partners you are seeing in the slide, which is World Food Program, Save the Children, IFRC, DRC, and of course the Logistic Cluster, which we are under. So I'm not sure, I can see a few participants that already had an idea or the background of what we do. But however, this is, as you can see on the slide, this is like more or less our vision and our mission is like what we focus. We focus on the waste management and the green on the waste and greenhouse gas emission, and one of our main purposes is to increase the knowledge and awareness between the humanitarian community, where especially in the field where we all like we all have more or less the same issues, we all like have the same encounters, and we all have the same experience, and we also support practitioners on how to try to reduce the environmental impact from the humanitarian operation. Our expertise is like distributed within like over like 500 logistic cluster partners, as I explained, both international and local. And we also have the our sustainable adoption of the best environment and practice across the humanitarian or the humanitarian community. Next slide, please. So we do like as you can see here, these are like, if I may say, the pillars of what we like mainly do is like to gather and share data and about the impact of the logistics operation that we have across globally, and also map and share best practices from the humanitarian community with the best also initiatives, because we have you have different experiences and different contexts in each country. So it's important also to map and share all these practices. We focus on waste and greenhouse gas emission, as I said, and we amplify the good practices, because this is where you get to see the experience in real life, in practicality, at least if someone is looking for any solution. And we compile and calculate as well data to disseminate as guidance to mitigate any environmental risk, if I may say, gathered from which is as a result from our operation. We all know how is like this is associated with our reputational risk. We are serving the people that are in need, whatever, whether it's a disaster or a conflict, but yet we don't want to also jeopardize our reputation, saying also we're contributing into the pollution or the environmental issues that our planet is currently facing. We also provide expert knowledge in terms of waste management, circular economy, greenhouse gas emission, and green procurement. We also have our portal, which I'm sure our colleagues in REH will share with you all. It's just you could see in our portal that we share success stories. We also publish some quick guides on how to start, for example, if you're in the field, how to do circular economy, how to handle your waste, especially for the people who distribute different goods and services in the field. And also we're now on the hunt as well for the how to reduce the greenhouse gas emission, providing solution, sharing stories as well from the field. Next slide, please. So let me start here for this slide. We know that each organization, each agency has a different context, working in a different country, and we all have more or less in that sector, we have different experiences, because we all have been facing multiple challenges in the field. But yet, in terms of green procurement, as you can see, the definition or the process or the steps are more or less the same. Wherever I go, when we talk to partners, we know that the procurement process is more or less the same. So as a definition of green procurement, also I'm sure also we share the same definition, more or less, is green procurement is how to do procurement decisions without contributing to the environmental impact or the environmental risk. We are committed to prioritize if I may say, goods and services that are like committed to minimize the environmental impact. In particular, where like because we do transportation, we do like we do like we also do our operation where we have to run an office, for example, or run an operation. So we also want to do no harm in terms of the country or the community we are pledged to serve. Of course, like this is part of the sustainable procurement as a general as a general definition, where you have to look at the ESG concept, like the environmental, social, and governance. But our focus mainly is on the environmentally sustainable procurement in REC. As you can see here, like as the procurement process, like we start. I'm sure if anyone like from the participant who participated in procurement process or procurement operation, you know that identifying the needs and start with a good plan is always going to save us or save you when you start your purchasing process. And you like it's good fair also to say, and it's like very important to say, it's not the job of one person, which is the procurement person. It's the job of the internal stakeholders that also they're requiring these services or the purchasing of these goods, whether it's the program unit where you are buying or purchasing for your beneficiaries or the people we are serving, or if you're also buying for your own operation. So you need the experts, you need the people on the ground, the stakeholders, which is like such as the requesting units, requesting clients, especially when you go to a specific goods or services that require technical expertise, such as construction, IT, etc., etc. So like involving stakeholder in the beginning and starting with a plan and to identify your needs, write a solid TOR or a scope of services is really important, because you're trying to disseminate your requirement to the suppliers. Not only that, also whatever the supplier do in terms of the delivery, it is a reflection of your operation. So the supplier also participates somehow in reflecting this reputation. I'm not going to go like in all of it one by one. I'm sure you have been exposed to such process if you work in procurement and logistics. Let me say. However, for me, what I would focus if I was trying to establish something in terms of green procurement is that identify my need very well, try to have like a risk register or like risk assessment of what I'm about to purchase, involve all the stakeholders, involve technical people, and try as much as possible to have a decent scope of work or a plan of requirement that is going to cause me to reflect all my requirements on the contract, especially when we're talking about green procurement. At least find some ways to handle also the purchase, or like establish some KPIs when I'm doing the purchase, where I have a plan after purchasing. How would I handle the waste? How would I handle, let's say, for example, if we're buying food, how I would be handling the food waste like afterwards? How would I be handling the IT equipment when they're out of their like the out of use, or like I need to replace them? Shall I just throw them away or dispose them, or like can I involve the contractor in the process and all that? And that's why you could see that I'm focusing more on the planning and on the term of reference side of it, because all of that need to be captured in your contractual process as well. I don't know. I think Eric is sending me a message maybe that I'm late, but like I don't wish to take any of your time. Please, if you have any question, please shoot. Like I'm really like looking forward to participate in this. I just want to have one thing before I finish, if Celine and Eric allows me, and the panel's presenters, is that we are very keen to link what REH is doing with REC, because we know we share the same concept. But we know that the issue that we're identifying in the field is that people or procurement practitioners to find decent specifications that could be that we could lower the environmental impact in our operation. I'll leave you here. I'm sorry if I took much of your time. Please, if you have any question, I'm sure you would let us know. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bassel. That was great to have a little overview about what is green procurement and sustainable procurement to be aligned on the main definition. We will share later with you the links of the REC where you will find the quick guide that was developed recently. Okay. Let's going back on the REH working group, who we are. So I'm Céline from Action Against Hunger, Action contre la faim. We have here Sophie and Jill from Première Urgence Internationale. We have Daniel from HI. We have Alice from Oxfam. And we have as well Florian from Bioforce and as well Alima. Okay, so we are happy to present you what we developed so far since actually 2 years that we are working, many of us together. Okay, the purpose of our main work is to capitalize purchasing experience on sustainability. Okay, we want as well to create a common tool and guidance, and as well we have this logic of pool efforts to change practice in the sector, and later on with advocacy with the donor to implement this. Thanks. So in terms of working group, okay, our partners are mainly the REC, where we collaborate in the collaborative sustainable working group to ensure that we don't have overlaps with the other group. We are part as partner as well of the ROM consortium, which is a Horizon project with the Hanken and the KLU University, and as well in terms of partner of implementation with ULO, which is a humanitarian logistic cooperative that are piloting so far the criteria of the database as well. Thank you. Okay, so our tool, the tool that we developed is the main objective is to define sustainable but as well inclusive procurement criteria to get available a reference table of good practice. And our main targets are the field office for program, but as well for logistics, of course, but as well for the HQ. Thanks. We develop common and general criteria for the supplier, so which means the internal process of the supplier, for example, the labor right protection or the sustainable development approach, or does the supplier have diversity and inclusion policy approach, they work on women improvement and so on, a strategy of reduction of greenhouse gas. So all of them are, let's say, general criteria for the supplier approach. But as well, we have a range of criteria specific for products and services. For example, does the product is reusable? That is recyclable? Does this come from materials that are recycled? What is the durability of the product, and so on until the label, but as well the work on the packaging, how it can be deleted. If not, what can be the sustainable packaging? So here we link with the GI group as well. We saw that people on the ground need much more guidance, specific guidance. So that's why we wanted to, we developed specific purchase category, around 30, the one that you can see at the right side, like wood, construction, events, vehicle, and so on. So that's why we have the presentation on the tool. And I hand over to Eric for this. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Celine. So you can see the screen with the tool?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, good. So thank you for attending. And so we are not going to spend too much time here because the idea is really to do the workshop and you are active. So it's going to be a very quick overview about the tool that you are going to discover in a few minutes. What I wanted to share with you, it's some tabs like that you have a little bit understanding how to navigate on the tool. So the first one is advice, as you can see here. So it's the instruction and the tips, how to use the tool. So again, the tool is to identify sustainable criteria that you can use depending on your context, the market, and depending on the category you want to work with. Then after we go for the index, and then the index, what you need to understand is that you have the overview of all the tabs that are existing on the tool. So as you can see, it's in English, in French, and Spanish. What I would like just to highlight, it's the glossary. It's a tab where you have definition of sustainable terms such as circular economy, for instance, and so on and so on. The label, as you may know, there are plenty of labels. So we tried our best to gather as much as we can. So like, for instance, the 14001 for the environmental system management. So you can discover all that. And after you have general criteria for supplier and the product. So the main information I would like to share with you is that when you go, to assess in a sustainable way, you look at the organization, so with who you are working with, and after the products or the services, so the what. And then here it's general criteria that are given. And what is interesting, it's above that. So you see the corporate social responsibility of the supplier. You can see so different criteria for the product, but you can go even more into details. And I propose we go together to the food catering to take an example. So it's always the same way that is presented. 3 languages. What you see, it's the general recommendation first, where you have an overview of some guidance if you want to look at it. Then what you have, it's the sustainable criteria and the general criteria. So each time it's always the same, knowing that the general criteria, so we have worked with our technical referent to make the list. And then for the sustainable criteria, I'm just going to give one example. Here you see you have food products grown or produced locally. And then what is interesting for each tab, it's the same. You can see priority, or if it's recommended, or if it's optional. So it's, again, something that can be used for you. And the rest, I'm not going to come into details, but it's explaining sometimes it's not always the same, the criteria, and even so the way to do the rating. So now I let Daniel carry on and explain you, the expected result of this tool. Thank you. So now I share my screen.
Thank you, Eric. Yeah, I will leave to Joanna to share again. Anyway, as explained by Celine earlier, so one of the results of this working group is to support the change of practice in the humanitarian development sectors. Procurement is one of the biggest source of emissions in our carbon footprint, so it makes sense to act on it. That's why this tool has been developed. The goal is to really to have a flexible tool, easy to adapt to different contexts, or either HQ or deep down in the Central African Republic. The goal is also to share the tool. It's a living tool. We definitely need to and that's one of the parts, we definitely need to improve it. We definitely need to get feedback from you. We definitely probably need to widen it, probably need to ease the access to it. So yes, consider it a living tool. It's the first step to continuous development. And yes, one of the parts we are facing right now is the technical continuous improvements. And every time you have technical field you want to share with us, please feel free to contact us and to say, oh, on this particular market, we do apply this kind of criteria, which are more or less environmental, social, or governmental easing. Next, please. The challenge we are facing, that will be the first reaction to you for using the tool is basically that you have we try to get as wide as possible. So sometimes the criteria we're proposing are non-applicable in your context because we are referring to norms, labels, and of course it won't be applicable in field offices. But it can be applicable in other offices and it can be applicable in HQ. So don't stop by just saying, okay, let's refer to ISO 4001. We stop here because we cannot apply it. The idea is to give you an indication and see down if you cannot find another criteria which can be more useful for you. We did all the different specific sectors we did cover are logistics ones. We did struggle to get some technical backup, technical informations for wash, drugs, etc. This is a field for improvement. We know it will come, inshallah, at some point. But for the moment, we are restricting to mostly the logistics fields of procurement. Same for the technical value. We haven't get the validation for all the technical validation for standard kits, what cluster for food sec, NFI is defining in the field in each clusters. That will be a challenge we're going to face at some point. And finally, the most important one is this buy-in and change of practice. Sure, all of them, I mean, I suppose most of you are going to try this tool, to use this tool, to see if it's working or not. We are counting on you to convince your colleagues as well, to get some, to make some experimentations, but it will imply a change of practice, not only by the procurement teams, but also by the project teams. And all of you will be part of this change. All right, I know in terms of time, we're pretty good. So we're moving on to case study. You will be split between different subgroups. It will be automatically. We consider two categories: vehicle rentals and events. Maybe you will be in one, maybe you will be the other. And we'll be using a Miro board. If you want to click on the link already, please feel free.
Okay, thank you to everyone. Thank you for your participation for the case study. It was very interesting. I hope and I'm sure you have tested well the tool. Now with this case study and this small use of the tool, would like to have your feedback. Even it's a feedback just with the few use of the tools. After we will give you the link where you can also give us your feedback when you will have use the tool more than just for the case study, when you have tested in real condition. So you have the Slido link where you can go. And you can tell us if you think the tool is useful for you, if you think it will be useful for you, for your team in the field, in the HQ, if it's easy to use, and after maybe if there is some improvement, if you feel difficult to use in some part, don't hesitate to tell us. For us, it's really important to have your feedback. As this tool, we want to that it will be used for many of us. So we go on the Slido link maybe to show the answer.
Joanna. So Joanna put in the chat the Slido. Otherwise, it's the next slide. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanna. Thank you. If it's easy to use, it was one of our challenge. And when we are focused on the tool, it's difficult for us to say we know it very well, to say if it's really easy to use. But if you have this feedback is very good.
Okay. Good, it's in Excel. Yes, it's not a software.
Rookie question.
Yeah.
So, like while I was answering the question, I realized there is number of like very, very few numbers of characters to be put. Like I cannot demonstrate or like explain further or.
Oh, sorry. You cannot express your love fully. Sorry, I don't know if I can change that now.
Digital version possible. Great for REHQ, lot of topics.
Okay, you should be able to say lots more. But there's another question as well. I don't know if you want to switch to that one.
Yes, thank you for all of your feedback. And maybe we can switch to the other
Next
question to do the link. I think the digital version possible will be more in this part. So what we can improve, what we should improve, what you see with this case study.
Again, there is another study, a feedback study on the REH website. So don't worry if you have more to say. Please give us more feedback as much as possible. We like that.
Criteria band. What? Okay. I don't understand what is behind digital version possible.
Yes, sorry if I may.
Sure.
That was my
Yes,
idea,
please.
and I just told in the small room that maybe you can consider a user-friendly version, like a web page. You can click on that, and it navigates to the other, I don't know, steps. So something like that instead of the Excel table, like a tool.
Okay,
I don't know if it is understandable or if does it make any sense. However, I think it would be really a great things to have like this or something like that. Thank you.
Thank you for this input. It's sure that Excel is the tool. It's easy to create a tool on Excel to have this digital version. I think we would like all of us, but it is more development. But I understand that the ergonomics of the tool when you are on Excel is still Excel. But maybe in the future we'll have. Online version. Online version. Link to EcoMR case. Country context specific. I'm reading and I'm okay. There is many idea. Yes, please.
MER of ECO is the environmental minimum requirement. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay. I mean, it's sure that the requirement of the donors is part of our work also to respect the requirement of the donors. The tool don't include it. It can be a reflection on that side. When I see staff train,
it's actually in the gloss, in the label norms, very down, but it is the ME, the minimum requirement from ECHO.
okay.
But yeah, we can highlight it more. Sustainability, English translation, yes. English version, yes. Sorry, we log. There's a lot of word I can make a sense of it.
Okay, thank you for all this feedback. It's really important for us to improve this tool. Improve English version. Improve demo tutorial video.
Yeah,
if you want,
it's a bit
yes,
a mess.
please.
No. It's a bit a mess that the cloud seems to ignore full sentences.
Sorry.
Okay, let's moving on to the last.
Yes.
Thank you for the feedback. To original statement. Okay, quickly on the library links. If you have like more documentations on sustainable procurement, on the REH, on the REC, you also have some contacts at the end. So again, thank you for your presence. There is a feedback mechanism present on the REH website with the download of the tools. The idea is really to have it living. So please give us as many feedback as you want, even like constructive or negative, or you would like to erase stuff or any kind of. We are taking all that into account. Thank you very much to everyone. I hope you had a good time. We had one, at least. And catch you next time for next occasion. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you a lot, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy to get your
Bye-bye.
feedback.
Thank you for your
Thank you.
presence.
Bye.